Every morning, billions of people wake up and go to work. It feels completely normal. But for most of human history, jobs simply did not exist. There were no offices, factories, or salaries. Nobody had a boss, and nobody asked, "Where do you work?" Yet people worked every single day. They hunted, gathered food, built shelters, and cared for their families. So why wasn't that called work? The answer begins long before the first cities, long before money, and long before anyone invented the idea of earning a living. Early humans never separated life from labor. Finding food, collecting water, and protecting the group were simply part of surviving another day. Nobody expected payment because everyone depended on everyone else. Survival belonged to the entire group, not to one individual. Everything changed when people stopped moving from place to place and began settling in one location. Farming changed everything. Crops had to be planted, protected, and harvested at exactly the right time. Missing the season could mean starvation. For the first time, people could produce more food than they immediately needed. Surplus changed human history forever. Once food could be stored, not everyone needed to grow it. Some people became builders, potters, toolmakers, and craftsmen. This was the birth of specialization. People no longer did every task themselves. They became experts at one thing and exchanged their skills with others. Trade created a new problem. How could people fairly exchange goods that were completely different from one another? Different civilizations found different solutions. Some traded shells, others used salt, metal, or rare stones. Eventually, money made exchange much easier. Now people could work for something that represented value instead of exchanging goods directly. This changed work forever. As villages became towns and towns became cities, work grew more organized. People began performing the same tasks every day instead of doing everything themselves. Builders built, bakers baked, blacksmiths forged tools. Every profession became an important piece of a growing society. Governments soon realized that organized work also produced taxes, armies, roads, and public buildings. Labor became the engine of civilization itself. Over time, work became more than survival. It became responsibility, skill, reputation, and eventually a way to earn a living. Centuries passed, and work became part of everyday life. Children learned their parents' trades, families passed down skills, and entire generations followed the same profession. Later came workshops, guilds, and growing businesses. Work was no longer only about survival. It became the foundation of entire economies. The Industrial Revolution transformed work again. Machines could produce goods faster than human hands, and millions of people moved from farms into factories. For the first time, millions of people worked according to clocks instead of the rising and setting of the sun. Time itself became part of the job. During the 20th century, offices, schools, hospitals, and companies created thousands of new professions that had never existed before. Today, work can happen almost anywhere. Some people build bridges, others write software, teach students, or even work from home using only a computer. Although work looks very different today, its original purpose has never changed. Human beings still work to improve their lives and support those around them. Work has never been only about earning money. It has always been about creating something valuable for ourselves, our families, and our communities. From hunting mammoths to designing spacecraft, every generation has built upon the work of those who came before. Even artificial intelligence is changing work once again, but just like farming, money, and machines before it, technology changes how people work, not why they work. The next time you begin your workday, remember that this story started thousands of years ago around small campfires where survival depended on everyone doing their part. Work was never invented in a single moment. It evolved slowly as human society became more complex. What began as simple survival eventually became one of the foundations of civilization itself.